Ford is recalling nearly 250,000 heavy-duty pickup trucks in the U.S. The recall covers certain F250 and F350 Super Duty pickups.
What if your $80,000 Ford Super Duty had a hidden flaw that could destroy the entire engine without warning? What if Ford knew about it, and their official fix was just a software patch? And what if other automakers faced the same issue, but actually solved it? This isn't just a story about diesel trucks. It's about corporate shortcuts, rising lawsuits, and a decision that could cost Ford millions while leaving thousands of owners stranded. Because when a fuel pump sends metal shrapnel into your engine, you're not just out of warranty, you're out of luck. Stick around, because the full story behind Ford's diesel recall might be the most expensive mistake they've made in years. The recall unfolds. In December 2024, Ford issued a sweeping recall affecting nearly 300,000 Super Duty diesel trucks. The culprit? A notorious component known as the Bosch CP4 high-pressure fuel pump. This device has long been under scrutiny due to its high failure rate, and now it's officially at the center of one of Ford's most significant recalls to date. The recall is officially listed as Recall Number 24S78. It targets specific 2020 through 2022 diesel-powered trucks, equipped with the Bosch CP4R P7 high-pressure fuel pump. The list of affected models is extensive. Ford F250 Super Duty, Ford F350 Super Duty, Ford F450 Super Duty, Ford F550 Super Duty, Ford F600 Super Duty, Ford F650, Ford F750. All models were manufactured between 2020 and 2022, with the larger chassis trucks added in 2021 and 2022. Understanding the CP4 fuel pump problem. To grasp the full scale of the issue, we need to understand the CP4 fuel pump itself.
The problem with the CP4 is that when they grenade, and they're pretty famous for that, they will totally take out your fuel system. You'll end up with all new injectors, lines, rails.
Originally introduced to meet stricter emissions regulations and boost fuel efficiency, the Bosch CP4 pump was never a perfect fit for American fuel conditions. Unlike European diesel fuel, U.S. diesel has lower lubricity, and this is where the problems begin. The CP4 pump relies heavily on proper lubrication. Without it, internal metal-on-metal contact increases, leading to rapid wear, degradation, and eventual failure. This isn't just a fuel pump dying. It's a mechanical grenade that sends metal fragments into the entire fuel system. Why this matters? When the CP4 fails, it doesn't fail quietly. Metal shrapnel from the pump contaminates the fuel lines, fuel injectors, fuel rails, and even the engine itself. The result? A catastrophic system-wide failure that can cost anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to repair. And that's if the engine hasn't already been destroyed. Owners report sudden engine stalling, power loss, and no start conditions. In some cases, failures occurred at mileage as low as 23,000. Ford's response, and the criticism that followed. So how did Ford respond? With a software update. That's right. A mechanical failure was answered with code. According to Ford, the new software will help reduce the chances of pump failure by altering system behavior. But critics, mechanics, and thousands of angry owners are asking a very valid question. How can software stop a metal part from grinding itself to pieces? Other automakers didn't hesitate to take real action. Ram, which faced similar problems with the CP4 pump, went back to the older, more reliable CP3 design. It wasn't the cheapest solution, but it worked. In contrast, Ford's patchwork response is seen by many as a cost-saving move that does little to protect customers from future breakdowns. Legal trouble brewing. This decision isn't just bad press, it's becoming a legal nightmare. Ford is now facing multiple class action lawsuits. In one high-profile case, a Texas man filed suit after his 2020 Ford Super Duty truck suffered complete CP4 failure at just 23,000 miles. The repair bill? Over $12,000. The lawsuit accuses Ford of knowingly selling defective vehicles and failing to provide an adequate fix. And that's not an isolated case. Forums and legal dockets are filled with similar complaints. The argument is simple. Ford knew the CP4 pump wasn't designed for U.S. diesel and continued using it anyway. How Ford explains the problem. According to Ford's official statement, the failures are linked to biodiesel deposits that accumulate on the pump's internal roller components. This buildup, they say, was worsened by vehicles sitting idle during the COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, Ford suggests that it's a matter of fuel chemistry and usage patterns, not the pump design itself. But critics aren't buying it. The CP4 pump has a long and well-documented history of failure in the U.S. going back over a decade. Blaming biodiesel or idle time feels to many like a deflection. The cost to owners. For the people driving these trucks, the consequences are real. Symptoms of CP4 failure include extended crank times at startup, engine warning lights, metallic ticking or unusual noises, reduced engine power, complete stalling. All of this can happen without warning. And if you're hauling a trailer on the highway or far from home, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Worse yet, because many of these failures occur outside of warranty, owners are left footing massive repair bills. What owners can do right now. If you own a Ford Super Duty diesel from model years 2020 to 2022, here's what you need to do. Check for the recall. Visit Ford's official recall website or call your local dealer to see if your vehicle is affected by recall number 24S78. Monitor for symptoms. Any signs of delayed starts, strange engine sounds, or loss of power should be taken seriously. Consider fuel additives. Some mechanics recommend lubricity additives for diesel fuel, which can reduce wear on the CP4's internal parts. Stay informed. Monitor ongoing legal actions and possible class action settlements that could help recover repair costs. This recall is more than just another bulletin. It's a warning about cost-cutting, flawed engineering, and how far automakers will go to avoid taking responsibility. Ford's choice to stick with a dangerous fuel pump while competitors took meaningful action could come back to haunt them, not just in lawsuits, but in customer trust. Ford's CP4 disaster isn't going away, not until there's a real fix. And for now, owners are stuck with the consequences. If you or someone you know drives a Super Duty diesel, take action now, before a hidden flaw turns into a totaled engine.